I know. You're probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to AJsRANTRoom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to AJsRANTRoom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive. If Prince can wear it, so can you. Have a good one.
It's always lit over at AJsRANTRoom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTRoom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
Let's go.
Hey, what's the dealio? How everybody doing? Welcome. So as you can see, we are now a Friday show. So from here on out, the RANT experience will be live Friday right here on the YouTubes and the TikToks and the X and the Twitch and the Kick and all the other places that we stream to. Appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Today we have a great show. The RANT experience is not all politics. Let me be clear. So we do music nostalgia a little bit. We do a little music nostalgia, a little inspiration, a little funny stuff. But you know, the chunk of it is politics and pop culture, and then you know we veer off into other things. So sometimes people get a little confused and they click on and they're like, "What is this?" And it's like it's a variety show of sorts, but we do lean heavy into politics and pop culture. But anyway, we have a great show tonight. We have an inspiration point that's going to be amazing. So make sure you stick around for that. Leave Me Alone is going to keep you in stitches, of course. I have a great throwback picture. Ooh, what was I thinking? We're going to have an uncomfortable conversation about race and imprisonment. So make sure you stick around for that. We have a fun on this day. We'll give you some facts of things that happened on this day. And in our Turntable Rewind segment, rewind back to the time to 1998. We will give you the number one song, number one movie, and the number one song in the nation. And we'll also talk about the alternative to the Super Bowl in the Turntable Rewind segment. All that and more coming up on the RANT Experience.
Thank you for tuning into the RANT Experience. This episode is brought to you by our official merch store, AJsRANTRoom.com. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you get new uploads and live streams hot off the presses. We drop a new episode of the RANT Experience every Monday, and now it's time for a politics fix.
All right. Extra. Read all about it. Did y'all know that the man the left is calling or has called and still continues to call the second coming of Hitler just freed Palestine? In fact, he did so good that, of course, he wasn't getting the Nobel Peace Prize. I already knew that. The leftist organizations are not going to honor this man in any way, shape, or form for any choice he makes. But the person who did, I forgot her name. She actually respectfully gave Trump a shout out and so, you know, said that he's very understanding what's going on in Venezuela and things of that nature. But the man that they call the second coming of Hitler is the man who actually literally emphatically freed Palestine. Yeah, let that sink in. The same man they swore would start World War III might end up being the one who actually brought peace to the Middle East. Get into that. Now, here's the thing. History's always been written, but has it been written honestly? They'll say Donald Trump, in the history books will say he's one of the worst presidents ever. They'll call him dangerous, divisive, unfit. But they'll conveniently leave out that he ran for the presidency on the Republican ticket 3 times in a row and got more of the popular vote every single time. That is a fact. That's not a coincidence. That's called growth. That's called momentum. That's showing that the other side is actually lying to you. That's what it's called. That's millions of Americans saying, nah, we're not buying the narrative anymore. 81 million votes my ass. They'll call him racist while ignoring the fact that he secured permanent funding for historically Black colleges and universities. Not one-time funding, permanent, meaning no other president before him did that. That move changed the financial future of dozens of Black institutions. But you won't see that on the evening news. They'll find a way to spin it and then act like Biden was some sort of hero to the Negroes. Anyway, they'll call him homophobic while leaving out that gay unions were actually and are actually still being celebrated at his properties. They'll call him Islamophobic while ignoring that 2 of his strongest allies were Saudi Arabia and Qatar. The last time I checked, they were both Muslim countries. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers. They'll call him anti-Semitic while forgetting that his son-in-law is Jewish and that he is still and has been and has never wavered on his support of Israel. He is one of their most loyal supporters. The media won't tell that story because truth doesn't sell as well as outrage. They'd rather feed you headlines than history. And look at what's happening right now. We're in day 10 of a government shutdown. Democrats are out here gaslighting the country, pretending it's the end of the world, acting like a pack of 5-year-olds who lost at recess. Republicans presented the same exact resolution that Democrats themselves approved 13 times as the president auto pen. But now suddenly it's unacceptable. To quote President Otto Penn, come on, man. What this shutdown actually did was give the executive branch unprecedented control to cut waste, to trim the fat that has been bleeding taxpayers dry for decades. It also gave Trump the chance to flex the power of tariffs. Remember tariffs? Oh, tariffs is going to destroy the country. We're going to be paying $9,000 for an egg. Well, explain to me how, since now he has his unfettered, access because he can control the purse now because y'all shut down the government, dummy-crats. He moved over $200 million in tariff revenue to fund social programs that help poor women and children. The poor women and children y'all trying to starve out to try to, because I don't know. I think the psychology of the Democrats means if we starve them out, they'll still vote for us. Dummy, no. Okay, cool. So the tariffs are actually working. I thought the tariffs weren't going to work. But you won't hear that on the cable news either because, but it happened. So let's be real. If we're rewriting history in front of our eyes, what else have they lied about? If they can twist this much truth into fiction, how much of what we're taught was propaganda dressed up as patriotism, dressed up as American history? They told us to trust the system, but the system has been lying for so long it doesn't even trust itself anymore. Here's the truth. History might try to paint Donald Trump as a villain, but time will reveal that he was actually the hero. Hence what's going on with Letitia James and the Comey dude and several other people coming down the pipeline. I'm going to let y'all know that right now. Years from now, when the smoke clears and emotions fade, people are going to look back and realize a lot of what they were told about Trump was actually a full, fat ass lie. Because history doesn't belong to the media. It belongs to the people who lived it. And a lot of us intend to live long enough to be able to impart that history. See, we lived it, we saw it, we remembered it. I voted for it 3 times, like many out there. And one day they're going to have to write the truth. And here's an update from the administration. With regards to the shutdown, the RIFs have begun, says the White House Office of Management and Budget Director Russell Vought. He wrote that on X today. And basically, RIF is a reduction in force, meaning we're going to start, instead of just furloughing people, we're going to lay you off permanently because the Democrats don't want to open the government. Um, an OMB official who spoke on the condition of anonymity told Fox News Digital that the downsizing would be substantial. The White House referred questions to the OMB. The federal government shut down at 12:01 Eastern Standard Time on August 7th, October 7th, forcing agencies to send home workers in roles not considered essential. Typically, furloughs are temporary. Once Congress resolves the standoff, employees return to work and receive back pay. However, this shutdown, stretching well into its second week, comes as the Trump administration warns that furloughs across the federal government could become permanent. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt on Monday squarely blamed Democrats for the potential mass layoffs, repeating the administration's stance on the ongoing shutdown. Quote, "This conversation about layoffs would not be happening right now if Democrats did not vote to shut down the government." I mean, where does she lie? On Sunday, National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett said that layoffs will start if the president decides that negotiations are absolutely going nowhere. He told CNN State of the Union that he's hopeful we can get Democrats to see that it's just common sense to avoid layoffs like that. If Democrats are, quote, reasonable once they come back to town on Monday, Hassett added, and then Trump will see that there's no reason to lay everybody off. Now, with that said, I want to propose, and one's already been proposed, but I want to propose 2 constitutional amendments here. The first constitutional amendment that I would like to propose would be for the people, meaning you, meaning I, meaning the citizens, not the illegals, but the legal ones, the ones that were born here, have the rights to this land and all the protections and the love and the freedoms of it. I want to recommend that we, the people, vote for congressional raises. What world do you get to vote and you get to say how much your raise will be and then get to vote on it? So I think that should actually be ingrained in the Constitution. I don't know if our forefathers just missed that, or maybe it was one of those amendments that never made it. But I think there were like 12 amendments originally, and then we got the 10, right? So anyway, maybe it was in one of those. And then also, as proposed by Senator Rick Scott of Florida, Congress should not receive their paychecks if they shut down the government. That needs to be enshrined into our Constitution. Since we like add an amendment for stupid things, we should add things that actually the people, because the first 10 amendments is really all we need, and then everything else is the government telling us what to do, right? So this actually gets back to the people. So if we add the 28th and 29th amendments, those should actually be 2, and there's probably several more that I'm not thinking of at the moment. But that's cray-cray. And before we transition out of the politics fix, I want to, I realized in producing the show today that we are coming up. We're coming up. We're here. We're in the 1 month. It's been 1 month since Charlie Kirk was taken out by an animal in Utah. And it's very unfortunate that, of course, we're dealing with the case and the conspiracies and the Candace Owens of it all. But with that aside, ultimately at the core of this is a man who lost his life, whose family will never have a conversation with him again. He has been silenced forever, but the beauty is he has had thousands of conversations with people all across this country that are forever documented. And not one time have we found the racism. We still haven't found the racism, but whatever. That's not what this conversation is about. So rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. And here's a couple of tributes that I came across on the internet.
the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth.
Ooh, all right. Well, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. 4 weeks since these mongrels did what they did. And we're here. We're here taking the mantle forward. And are we? Oh no, I'm about to read the wrong thing. So what happened on this day in American history?
So what happened on this day in American history?
In 1845, the U.S. Naval Academy officially opened in Annapolis, Maryland, beginning with 50 midshipmen. In 1871, the Great Chicago Fire was finally extinguished, leaving around 100,000 people homeless. In 1886, the first dinner jacket was worn at an autumn ball in Tuxedo, New York, marking the birth of the modern tuxedo. In 1973, Spiro T. Agnew resigned amid charges of tax evasion and corruption, one of the rare times a U.S. vice president left office in disgrace. And since October 10th, 1992, we've reserved this day to raise awareness and promote mental health advocacy worldwide. Now, are we ready for an uncomfortable conversation?
Ooh, all right. Now let's have an uncomfortable conversation. This is not about race. It's not about money, but about how both of those things collide in the American justice system. And how, if we're being honest, money wins that fight every single time. So people love to scream that the system is rigged, and you know what? They're right. But here's the part folks don't want to admit. The system ain't just rigged against black people. It's rigged against broke people, regardless of race. Because let's be real, justice in America isn't blind. She's bougie. She don't listen to the facts. She listens to retainers. So, you want to see how money changes narratives? Let's talk about Robert Sylvester Kelly, Mr. R. Kelly himself. A man who, and we all know this, literally assaulted a child on camera and still walked free for years. Why? Because he could pay for silence. Because he had a team of lawyers who could turn proof into reasonable doubt. And when the money finally ran out, so did his protection. You see how that works? Funny how money changed the situation. Lauryn Hill said it best. So was it the system that changed or his budget? Then you got OJ Simpson. Let's stop pretending. Okay, can we settle this matter once and for all? OJ Simpson killed Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. The matter settled. The man is dead. We can say it now, right? We can say it now. All right, cool. And it's not even I'm gonna turn, you know what? Because I don't like y'all. Well, not y'all, not all y'all. Most of y'all I like, but and it's not even a debatable point at this point. The man literally confessed through a book deal. Now, see, here's the thing that I don't understand about OJ. See the thing about OJ, right? So, say your ex-wife, unfortunately, gets unalived. Did I say unalive? Fuck TikTok. Killed. Your wife gets killed. And in this brutal, horrible, unimaginable way. And you have to raise the 2 kids that y'all created. Are you going to write a book on how you might have killed her? Are you? I don't know any person, rich, poor, or otherwise, who would do that. Yeah, hypothetically, let me point out how this might, how I might have done it. And then there's the rumors that on his deathbed, he made his kids sign non-disclosure agreements. What was that all about? Think of the level of guilt that comes with that. The level of control. I mean, even beyond the grave, OJ wanted control of people's voices, wanted to make sure they didn't write books and tell anything that might have been said on his deathbed. But OJ had the dream team. Remember them? Johnny Cochran, Shapiro, Kardashian before he was a handbag. And that was a terrible line. And that team that turned a double homicide into a racial referendum. It wasn't justice. It was it was performance art. And OJ was the lead actor in the play called If You're Rich Enough, You Can Get Away with Murder. Most recently, we have Diddy. For years, people whispered, speculated, joked. And only when that video footage dropped, remember the one where he's beating the brakes off of Cassie Ventura in that Los Angeles hotel, chasing her down the hallway after she tried to escape one of those, quote, freak-offs? Did he finally, that was the only time he admitted any wrongdoing. Before that, I'm innocent. She's lying. She's lying. She's trying to extort me for money. Meanwhile, you settled the case with her one day after she filed the lawsuit. I'm sorry. If y'all are being accused of something you didn't do, are you settling the lawsuit one day after it's filed? I don't know too many people who do that, but maybe it's just me. I'm just AJ. I'm over here minding my business. And even then, he only got 4 years in this case. He got 4 years and a couple of months, of which he served about a year of it already. So 4 years. Mm-hmm. People get more time for PPP loans. Should I do it? No, I'm not going to do it. You get more time for PPP loans than you do for assaulting a woman on camera. But money softens the blow. Money buys image consultants, reputation rehab, and legal nuance. Yeah. You get legal nuance when you can pay those retainers. Oh, the lawyers will find every loophole they can for you, baby. Even if you got the blood on your hands, they gonna figure out a way to get you some kind of deal. Anyway, and let's not forget about TV bailiff Renard Spivey. Now, this man, you might not know as much as the other ones, but if you watch the Judge Christina show, I believe it's Christina, he was the bailiff on that show. And remember, there was a segment in that show where one of the people, what do you call them people? The defendants or the plaintiff or one of the people on the show wasn't happy in the marriage, and then the judge pointed to the bailiff and said, he's happily married, he's been married for blah 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 years. And he's like, that man don't look happy, that man don't look happy. Bam, fast forward. He shoots his wife in the closet, in their bedroom, in their walk-in closet, and we didn't actually see what he did, but we heard it. This is kind of like OJ, because if OJ did what he did today, there'd be cameras everywhere. We would have caught it. But we heard it. They walk off camera, and then sometime later, you hear boom, boom. All right. And according to him, it had nothing to, they were fighting over the gun. This big dude, he's a big dude. He's big. He's like Jim big, not like Mama Duke big. And so it would take nothing for him to overpower a woman and really be able to control her. But anyway, he turned his badge and his TV fame into armor. See how that works for you? He's law enforcement and you're a celebrity. Oh, forget it. You're gonna get it. And somehow the system lost its outrage because that's what money, celebrity, and access do. They blur morality. So it had nothing to do. Now, did he actually kill? I don't know. But I know what I saw and I know what I heard. I know that story that he told where he shot her didn't make sense physically where her body was found. But we'll let it go. And then there's our favorite. Oh, I can't say that word. Fugazi, Jussie Smollett. Oh, Jussie. This ninja staged a whole hate crime on himself, lied to police, lied to the public, lied to the culture, and somehow still got treated like the victim. He got his case sealed. Then he finally got a trial, and then he got convicted, and then he ended up getting that dismissed as well. Isn't that interesting? He got out. Didn't learn, didn't apologize. In fact, he just dropped the documentary on Netflix, doubling down on the same lies that started it all. That's not courage. That's delusion with a production budget. I mean, he needed some Netflix money and, Jussie needed a job. But anyway, Jussie was never the victim. He was the villain with a platform. You know who were the victims? The Osendero brothers were the victims because they didn't have any power. They have no clout. They have no power. So it's all about Jussie using these people that he could pay off and manipulate, and then when you get caught they take the rap for it. But no, you ended up taking the rap for it. So now let's pause right here because I can already hear the pushback. These are complicated cases. They're nuanced. You can't compare them. No, you can't compare the cases, and they are all nuanced cases in their own respective ways. But one thing, there's a through line between all of these and several other cases, mind you, is that these people had the means to make a bad situation, a terrible situation, a little bit easier in some cases. And in some of these cases got completely exonerated. Was told by the jury said, you're not guilty. Oh, man. When you've got lots of money, the law bends. When you don't, the law breaks you. That's a fact. Because a top-tier defense attorney can turn an open and shut case into an opera. They can coach you through testimony, find procedural errors, bury evidence in motions, and stretch a trial long enough for the public to just get tired of caring. Meanwhile, the average public defender, they're juggling like 30 cases. They you're lucky if they get 3 cups of coffee a day, and usually they're dealing with one broken spirit that they can do the bare minimum for because they have so much responsibility on their plate. Not to mention, did I mention they're underpaid? Yeah, they're very, very, very much underpaid. They don't have time to investigate. They don't have the resources. And yet we expect them to perform miracles. So yeah, the system is rigged. But if you know that, why the hell are you out here committing crimes? Why are you out here committing crimes? Why are you still playing chess against a computer that was programmed to beat you? Now, I'm not ignorant. I know the whys. You understand. It's the upbringing. It's the circumstances, abuse, desperation, trauma. And those are real. But a root cause is not an excuse for bad behavior. You can't excuse that. You can't say, well, I was abused, so that's why I did all this crazy stuff. No, sir. You are responsible for you when you become a grown-ass person. You can't simply blame anything. Yeah, I understand why I feel this way. I understand why I do but it is up to me to stop it. You can't blame the storm when you keep running outside without an umbrella. And here's another layer to the mess. Democrat district attorneys who think that being softer on crime is somehow a moral badge. That is not compassion, it's chaos. Because when accountability disappears, lawlessness becomes a lifestyle. New York, anybody? Memphis, anybody? Chicago, anybody? Los Angeles, anybody? You can't reform what you refuse to hold accountable. Period. North Carolina, anybody? And that animal got on a train, should have never been in a free society, and stabbed Irena Zarutska. Slashed her throat like she did, like she was nothing. And then the dummy sitting closest to her just sat there like it was just another day on the train. Oh, there's no anomaly going on here. No, we didn't just see her just get her throat. Oh my God, she's falling. The life is falling. Oh, she's bleeding. Oh, we're just going to sit here. And it took people coming all the way up the car from the other side to start helping her. Although it was too late anyway, because she had already been fatally wounded. But no one knew at the time. No one even tried to help. So we got two extremes here. One system that crushes the poor and another that coddles the guilty. As long as it's politically convenient. Either way, it's not justice. It's favoritism dressed up in procedure. And for the record, most people in prison, yeah, they belong there. That's not racist. That's a reality. Sorry to break the news to you. There's a lot of innocent people who got caught up in the web, but there was a whole lot who earned their sentences. And per capita, yeah, there are more black men locked up for violent crimes. But here's the uncomfortable truth. That doesn't automatically mean that the system made them do it. It means we've got generational issues we don't want to face. Not having money is not an excuse to commit a crime. Sorry, just not an excuse. Because it's easier to say the system than it is to say our choice, George Floyd, our choice. Your choice put you in that predicament, Jussie. Your choices put you in that predicament, Bill Cosby. Your choices put you in that position, Diddy, OJ, Robert, and on and on and on. It's like walking up to a hornet's nest, watching everybody else get stung, and then punching it with your bare hands. And you know what makes it even worse? After you punch it with your bare hands, you act surprised when you start to swell up. So yeah, the system is rigged. But it is not about race. It's about money, access, and the illusion of equality. And until we can stop pretending one group has a monopoly on victimhood, we'll keep running in circles and running, hashtagging black squares, injustice, while ignoring accountability. Nobody takes you seriously when you cannot take accountability. Because justice in America has two lanes, one paved with gold, the other paved with excuses. And the only question that really matters is, what are you pretending not to know? Because it's easy to act ignorant. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't understand, sir. I didn't. So yeah, it's not because you're black, it's because you're broke. Yeah, we can go over the disparities of poor and rich and poor, and how many poor people are in prison versus rich. I looked up all of that, but I didn't care. I'm not big on statistics. Statistics should be a reference. It shouldn't be the argument, if that makes sense. It should be part of your argument, but it shouldn't be your argument, because we could all find stats that confirm our bias. Each and every one of us. 9 out of 10, 3 out of 10, peer review this, peer review that. We could all find something to confirm that bias. Trust me, we all can. So that's why stats should just be a reference point. It should be a jumping off place, but it shouldn't be something that's the holy grail of you. Because yeah, we could all find something. So stop making excuses. It's not about race. It's about choices. Most of the black men in prison right now belong there because they did bad things. So again, as I said, if you know the system is rigged against you, stop committing crimes. Stop doing bad things. Being poor and being a criminal are not, no. You don't make that synonymous. I come from the same circumstances as many people who are now dead or in prison for life. Yeah, it's called choices. And those of us who made different choices are the ones who aren't there anymore, number one. And number two, we're not in prison or dead. And if they are dead, it's not because of the lifestyle they were leading. It's because some unfortunate circumstance took them off the planet. So stop making excuses. That's all I got to say. That's my TED Talk. And this is our Turntable Rewind. Woo! The year is 1998. And the number one song in the nation was The First Night by Monica. At the top of the Billboard Hot 100 on this day in 1998, Monica's sultry R&B anthem, The First Night, showcased her growing maturity as an artist. Produced by Jermaine Dupri, featuring a sample of Diana Ross's Love Hangover, the message of self-control and independence resonates with young women navigating relationships. It was the second single from her album, The Boy Is Mine, and followed the massive success of the title track with Brandy. The First Night cemented Monica's place as one of the defining voices of late 90s R&B. And on this day in 1998, the number one album in the country was The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill by Lauryn Hill. You know what? I'm going to say this before I read this. Lauryn Hill should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just for this album. I said what I said. I don't care what you say. I don't know how many people are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that only got one album, but just from this, she should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Anyway, Lauryn Hill was a cultural phenomenon in 1998, blending soul, hip-hop, and reggae into one of the most acclaimed albums of all time, debuting at number one and remaining there through October 10th. The album explored themes of love, motherhood, spirituality, and self-discovery with hits like Doo-Wop That Thing, X Factor, and Everything Is Everything. Hill redefined what it meant to be a female artist in hip-hop. The project's raw, honesty, and genre-bending production earned her 5 Grammy Awards and influenced generations of artists to come. And the number one movie in America on this day in 1998 was Ants. Okay. It's not only bad that I've never seen this movie, obviously. I've never even heard of it. Released in 1998, Ants was a DreamWorks first computer animated feature, arriving just weeks before Pixar's A Bug Life, featuring the voice of Woody Allen, Sharon Stone, Sylvester Stallone, and Gene Hackman. Rest in peace, Gene Hackman. Never, 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 I say. The film follows Z, a neurotic worker ant who challenges conformity and fights for individuality in a rigid colony system. Its wit, adult learning humor, and sharp political undertones set it apart from other animated films of the era, helping it dominate the box office on October 10th, 1998. Ants was praised for its clever spirit. I'm sorry. Let's try that again. Ants was praised for its clever script and groundbreaking animation that pushed the rivalry between DreamWorks and Pixar into high gear. Now let's get into what was supposed to be our throwback story, but now has ended up being an actual amazing story. So Turning Point USA, co-founded by the late Charlie Kirk, who passed away 1 month ago today, announced it will be offering a separate Super Bowl 60 halftime show this year. It's called the All-American Halftime Show. Will be an alternate to the regular halftime show and will be performed by alternate to the regular halftime show that will be performed by Bad Bunny. Who cares? at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. The Puerto Rican star, who has emerged as one of the most popular recording artists since his debut in 2016, hasn't been well received by some NFL fans. As a result, TPUSA is putting together a group of musical artists to perform, though the acts have not been announced. It's true. Turning Point USA is thrilled to announce the All-American Halftime Show. The organization wrote in an announcement on X. Performers, events, and event details are coming soon. I think this is a great idea. This comes on the back of Jason Whitlock saying, we should have a Jesus Bowl. And I actually like the concept of Jesus Bowl. Kid, shut up. Kid Rock. Wait, didn't Kid Rock perform? He performed at the Super Bowl. He performed in the Janet Jackson set. Yeah, he was part of the Janet Jackson Super Bowl. Anyway, where are we? Oh, that's where we are. Now it's time for an AJ throwback. Woo! It's rough in these streets. Oh Lord. So this was my this was my cornrow phase. So I don't know if Noel is here. But if so Noel's sister used to braid my hair when I went through my cornrow phase, and it was a very interesting time. I look like like this is like Russell Wilson with cornrows. It just don't work. It's just like, just some of us don't have it. We just don't do the cornrow thing well. It don't quite work. It's never quite sharp, crisp. It don't look thug enough, but it is what it is. Oh, God. But I thought I was hot at that time. You couldn't tell me nothing. I'm sure I did other colors, but I don't have any pictures of them. So if I find them, I'll share them with y'all. I don't care. And the throwbacks will get worse as the show grows. I'm trying to save the crazy ones. But because the people, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, the cleavage, the abs, all of that, everything's popping. You couldn't tell me I wasn't hot. Could tell me I wasn't ish. With your head down, that's Jermaine oh no. Mute Lynn. Call me no Jermaine Dupree. I'm playing on me. Jermaine Dupree. Damn. I thought I was actually attractive. Damn. Now I've been deflated. And Janet's right there. She's right there. If you look past me, you see Janet in the black going like that. Oh, there's Noel. Remember when Natalie used to braid my hair? Ah, God. Oh, those were the days. Welcome to New York. I think I was standing outside. I was standing outside your grandfather's apartment when with this picture, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, yeah, that's a throwback. Anyway, where are we? Oh, wait, I just scroll way too far ahead. Man, leave me alone.
Don't just leave me alone.
I give you $5, you walk over here. Motherfucker be down here faking like a motherfucker.
So you preferred your pronouns to be
They and them.
they, them. Okay.
So, do you need me to explain how to use that?
Nope, because I'm not going to.
Yo, shout the season, man. Shout the season, man.
On the left, we have Missy Elliott, and on the right, trans people deciding to get surgery. In the middle, put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Yo.
Just hear those sleigh bells ting-a-ling-a-ring-a-ting-a-ting-a-ling-a-too. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ding-a-dong. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with a Jew. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
Weak ass male fragile ego bitches! I've been racially profiled for being Mexican, and I was born here. I contribute to society. This is what the fuck I work hard and pay taxes. Fragile male ego! Small dick syndrome!
Trans Mexicans for ice.
Yeah, fix your fake ass mustache because you can't grow a real one! We are citizens!
Okay, yes.
Fuck you, bro.
Free speech.
Fuck you.
Free speech.
Fuck you.
Free speech.
I fought for my country. I'm Mexican, motherfucker.
I'm trans. Are you transphobic?
Did you fight for your country?
Are you transphobic?
Did you go to Iraq? Fuck you, punk. Did you go to Iraq? Did you go to Afghanistan? Huh? And I'm Mexican. I'm fucking Mexican and proud. And I'm fucking proud, motherfucker. Yeah. Immigrant status. Fuck you.
Trans
Fuck you.
Mexicans. Trans
Fucking
Mexicans
piece of shit.
are just as valid as cis Mexicans. Okay?
Fuck you, bro.
Just because I'm trans doesn't make me any less Mexican than cis trans. Okay?
Fuck this cower ass motherfucker.
Trans Mexicans love ice, and we speak for all Mexicans,
Hey,
like trans
just
women.
please get on the curb
for
for
all
me, please.
women.
Oh, you guys going to the curb for me? Hey, boss man.
Trans Mexicans.
Just go ahead and cover the curb for me. See what you gotta do.
Yes, sir.
Just out of the street, please. Out of the street. Thank you. Thank you.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And oh, that was brilliant. The White House. Oh my gosh, I've never had a White House troll so brilliantly. And before we move on, I have another leave me alone that I forgot to attach, but I just want to make sure I share it. So this idiot thought it was a bright idea to get this tattooed on her body. I'm assuming this is a woman, but it's 2025. You just never know. What the hell were you thinking? First of all, why would you want Trump's name on your body, you dummy? We all have a lot of nice ideas. I have a lot of nice ideas. I have a lot of every day. I have ideas. We all have ideas. That's a great. Oh yeah, let's try. And sometimes you try to go execute that idea, and it's like, it's not quite going the way it looks in my head. So maybe it's just something that should stay in my head. This is one of those things. It shouldn't even been an idea, because why would you get it on a t-shirt? You could take the shirt off, you're done, right? But you can get the tattoo removed. That'll leave a scar, or you can tattoo over it, but you'll still always remember that under that tattoo says Trump is not my effing president. You're so dumb. Hell no. No, 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 no. Yo, those sombrero memes. I love this White House. The trolling is epic, because they troll and then they're doing so much good work on top of the trolling, and they don't care. Like, Trump literally said, F it. I'm never going to run for re-election again. I'm done. I'm going to do exactly what I set out to do and what the people voted for me to do. And that's it. I don't care. Nothing else really matters at this point. So, yes, keep rocking Trump, keep trolling, because the fact that these people will get more distracted by a meme than the actual work they need to be doing just says everything. Just says everything we need to know in that situation, because these people, they ain't worth a ish. Of course, Lee. Of course. Who else would it be? Who else would do this? Who else would do this? And I'm sure the person that, I don't know, like whoever even did the tattoo, I'm sure they were like, well, that's dumb. But hey, look, just tip me well. Trump is living his best life for real. He's like, look, I'm gonna do it how I want to do it. I'm literally want to cement myself in the history books. So y'all can say whatever y'all want. Y'all can say whatever y'all want about me. The one thing you won't do is forget me, because he has literally changed so many facets of this country that, yeah, these Democrats ain't ready. And all they're gonna do is emotionally react if they ever have power again, which is fine. Go ahead, emotionally react, but we don't care. The day of the Geechee is over. All right. Now let's land at our inspiration point.
Great is your mercy towards me, your loving kindness towards me, your tender mercy I see day after day. Forever faithful towards me, always providing for me. Great is your mercy towards me. Great is your grace. Forever faithful towards me, always providing for me. Great is your mercy towards me. Great is your grace.
Now it's time for some shout outs. Shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for always holding me down, through whom which all of my blessings flow. Shout out to the production team for always keeping it solid. Major shout out to the RANT fam. Thank y'all so much for always supporting the live streams, the content, for always showing up when I need y'all. And once again, please make sure you like, share, comment, and if you're new here and you like what you saw, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll get notified every time we go live or drop a new video. If you would like to monetarily support the channel, you can always go to AJsRANTRoom.com and drop some of your hard-earned cash on our merch. We also take offerings in the virtual collection plate. Now, to some of you, this might be just another podcast, but to me, it's my next chapter and purpose, and I thank you for lending me some of your time. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you chose to give me a few moments of your day, and for that, I'm grateful. And with that said, I'm out.